I'm at 463,000 lifetime races. That puts me 30,392 races behind Flood. Now, you did not misread my title, and that was not a typo. I'm going to try a 48-hour blitz today. Now, the first 24 hours should go by without a problem, but once that gets through, I'll tell you why each of my longer blitzes failed, like my 40-hour blitz, and well, yeah, I think that's the only other one I wanted to do more than 24 hours. Anyway, this is the only spot you'll see of my leagues for a while. 3.1 million XP personally. As for the team, we're here in 14th place with 100,000 XP. Yeah, that will change. Anyway, let's start. All right, that's 1 hour and 18 minutes into the session. Blitz. 125 races into the session. 94 races done during that first hour. 2 hours and 6 minutes into the session now. That's exactly 200 races into the session. 2 hours, 6 minutes into the blitz. And 95 races done during that second hour. 3 hours and 5 minutes into the blitz now. That's 290 races into the session. Or simply put, that is 93 races during the third hour. 4 hours and 4 minutes into the session now. That is 373 races into that session. 4 hours and 4 minutes into the blitz. And 84 races done during the fourth hour. That's going to be the first subpar hour of quite a few during these next 48. All right, that's 5 hours and 4 minutes into the blitz. Now 457 races into the session. And only 85 races done during that sixth hour, or fifth hour, just simply because of breakfast. 6 hours and 3 minutes into the blitz. That's 550 races into the session, or 94 races done during the sixth hour. 7 hours and 3 minutes into the blitz. 643 races into the session, and 93 races done during that seventh hour. All right, now that's 9 hours and 7 minutes into the session. 781 races into the session. We don't talk about hour 8, guys. I only did like 35 races because I was super preoccupied with something. And on a better note, during the ninth hour, I did a decent amount of racing, like 93 races. 11 hours, 12 minutes into the blitz. And it's been 2 hours since my last recording, which means during the 10th hour, I did 93 races, and during the 11th, which is my lunch hour, I did a total of 85 races. All right, that's 12 hours and 12 minutes into the blitz. Only 1,036 races into the session and 75 races done during the 12th hour. I did so few races for a combination of different reasons. For one thing, I was nodding off because I woke up at 1:30 to start this challenge. For another thing, well, I was experimenting with different, more comfortable typing styles since I'll be maintaining this for 48 hours. So, yeah, it wasn't exactly helpful in the time, but it'll work out in the long run. Just trust. All right, 13 hours and 4 minutes into the session for Blitz. That's 1,104 races into the session and 75 races done during the previous hour. I'm going to be honest, my race efficiency overnight should be better than it is in the day because I had something to do again. Like, I don't know what just stuff keeps coming up, man. All right, that's now 14 hours and 3 minutes into the Blitz, 1,196 races into the session, and we're back with 94 races done during that 14th hour. All right, I'm here 15 hours and 7 minutes into the session, 1,297 races session-wise. Yeah, that's more than a Typing Nightmare session officially. I actually haven't checked before the thing updated, so that would be 95 races in that hour. Pretty good. All right, that's 16 hours and 5 minutes into the Blitz, 1,372 races into the session, and I did only 74 races during that 16th hour. Yeah, it's not ideal, but it's something. Well, am I allowed to say I've lost count? No, I'm just kidding. That's 17 hours into the session now, and 92 races during the 17th hour. Unless that was the 16th hour. Nah, 17 hours, 7 minutes. We're good. All right, this is the 19-hour, 10-minute mark. I'm currently 1,624 races into the session. And, well, let's hear. During the 18th hour, I had dinner. And then the 19th hour, well, I did 90 races. The 18th hour is less than 60, I believe. I don't remember exactly. Well, 20 hours and 7 minutes into the Blitz, that's 1,712 races into the session. I randomly speed burst to 114 words per minute with nearly perfect accuracy. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, 92 races done during the 20th hour. 21 hours and 5 minutes into the Blitz, that's 1,803 races into the session, which makes this a typing demon session. All right, that's 22 hours and 9 minutes into the Blitz, 1,903 races into the session, and 94 races done during the 22nd hour. 23 hours and 3 minutes into the Blitz. That is 1,986 races into the session, and 93 races done during the 23rd hour. Now, from the 24th to the 36th hour of this challenge will be by far the most difficult for me because this is about the time I lost every other time I tried to do a giant blitz more than 24 hours in length. So if this video ends in like less than 5 minutes, then well, okay. If this video ends very soon, then you know I failed. But that's why I say attempting a 48-hour blitz. I hope I actually succeed, but I can feel myself nodding off as I'm saying this. Okay, 24 hours and 5 minutes into the session. Now that's 2,062 races into the session. 24 hours and 5 minutes into the blitz. I mean, we're making that mistake a lot now that I'm getting more and more tired. But yeah, over the next 12 hours, I'll will be my hardest to try not to fall asleep on. I micro slept during last hour with only 72 races done in that time frame. All right, then. That's 26 hours and 7 minutes into the session. 2,245 races. This is officially my second biggest session ever. Oh, and there was 88 races done during the previous hour. 27 hours and 4 minutes into the Blitz. Now there's 2,330 races into the session. 93 races were done during the 27th hour. All right, by now it's quite a ways into the session. Race efficiency over these last couple hours not doing so well though. However, that's what 29 hours in. Yeah, 29 hours sounds about right. Anyway, yeah, 47 and 69 races respectively. Not ideal. That's because sleeplessness is starting to really get to me here. But don't worry, I'm at 2,445 races. 3 more to go, and that's my top session. You know the good thing about being at a super low average speed, you're able to make easy comebacks if you have to. Anyway, here I am now. This is 31 hours and 7 minutes into the Blitz now, I believe. I'm at 2,580 lifetime races. Yeah, hey, I got a new personal best session. 2,580 session races. My lifetime races is a bit higher than that. Sorry. Common misconception. Anyway, over the last couple hours, I mean, yeah, last hour I performed pretty badly. That's only because I took a shower. I know, right? Taking a shower in the middle of a 48-hour blitz. What, like, since when does anyone do that? And then last hour I got 91 races. This hour's probably only have about 89, maybe 90 at the most. We'll see. All right. 2,665 races into the session. I believe that's now 32 hours and 4 minutes into the Blitz. 87 races are done during that previous hour. 33 hours and 6 minutes into the Blitz. That's 2,764 races into the session. At this point, we're actually approaching that of a typing demon session from long races. That means from 40-second races, that would have been 1,800 of them in one session. Also, during that 33rd hour, or whatever the heck it was at this point, I did 94 races. All right, that's 34 hours and 6 minutes into the Blitz, 2,852 races into the session, and if we're going to check over on the Star Tracker again, we'll see that I've done 88 races during this hour. 35 hours and 7 minutes into the Blitz, that's now 2,945 races into the session, and during that previous hour, I have done a total of, well, more than 77 races by now, 92 races. 36 hours and 5 minutes into the Blitz. That's 3,028 races into the session. This, as of right now, in terms of duration, is the longest session I've ever done in playing Nitro Type. That old session, the 24-48 session, that took me 35 hours. I'm now over 36 hours into this one, but still 12 hours to go. Well, that's 38 hours and 3 minutes into the Blitz now, 3,189 races into the session, and at the very moment, well, let's see here. During the 37th hour, I did 75 races. I think that was my 7th micro sleeping session. And then during the 38th hour, I did 92 races. All right, that's 41 hours and 4 minutes into the Blitz. Now, 3,383 races into the session. Those last 3 hours, I had to deal with dinner stuff, so it ranged from like 50 to 67 races per hour. But after this, hopefully, assuming I don't have to micro sleep again, each hour should be jam packed full of 90 plus races. 42 hours and 7 minutes into the Blitz as 3,481 races into the session. So I was able to get through the slog phase where I was most likely to fall asleep. And now, in moving forward, we're into the home stretch. 93 races done during the 42nd hour. All right, that's 43 hours and 7 minutes into the Blitz. Now that's 3,573 races into the session and 90 races done during that previous hour. That is 24 hours and 4 minutes into the Blitz right now. 3,663 races into the session and 96 races done during that last hour. That is by far the most active hour I've had during the entire session. That is now 45 hours and 5 minutes into this Blitz. 3,758 races into the session. I did 93 races during that 45th hour. 46 hours and 3 minutes into the Blitz now. That is 3,852 races into the session. And during that previous hour, I got 97 races done, which means that's a new personal best during an hour. 47 hours and 4 minutes into the Blitz now. That's 3,945 races into the session. And 92 races done during that 47th hour. All right, that's official. That's all 48 hours done. 4,032 races into the session. And that was a total of 92 races done in that final hour. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go all the way to 4,100 races. Then I'll show you my positioning behind Flood and my leagues. Guys, I have done it. 4,100 races into the session. That's all the racing I'll be doing for today and probably for tomorrow as well, honestly. Oh my god, this session literally took me 48 hours and 49 minutes total. Like, I'm never doing a session this big again. This was absurd. I can't believe I actually pulled that off. Well, anyway, I'm at 467,100 total lifetime races. That is now 26,292 races behind Flood. And if we go over to the leagues, I'm now here in first place with a brand new league up 902,000 XP. I finished the previous league with like 6.8 million XP, which is close to another PB, so you can tell that went far. Oh, wait, with my team. Oh my god, my team's in first place now. That's crazy. That's just for my session, too. 5 million XP. Well, I don't know what tomorrow's video will be, but I'll see you there.